Hi everybody, Father Rich Jasper from Immaculate Conception and St. Jude Mission Church. It is the second week of Lent, Wednesday, March 4th. We are in the Gospel of Matthew. I'm shortening it just a little bit today, only because there's a little bit of detail beforehand as we get into the story itself about the sons of Zebedee. So, Matthew writes, "The mother of the sons of Zebedee approached Jesus with her sons and did him homage. Wishing to ask him for something, he said to her, 'What do you wish?' She answered him, 'Command that these two sons of mine sit, one on your right and the other at your left in your kingdom.' Jesus said in reply, 'You do not know what you are asking. Can you drink the chalice that I am going to drink?' They said to him, 'We can.' He replied, 'My chalice you will indeed drink, but to sit at my right and at my left, this is not mine to give, but is for those for whom it has been prepared by my Father.' When the 10 heard this, they became indignant at the two brothers. But Jesus summoned them and said, 'You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and the great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you shall be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave. Just so, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." It's a beautiful story, and it really matches quite beautifully the story that we heard yesterday about what it means with titles and servant leadership. Now, here comes the mother of two sons, and obviously what mom doesn't want what's best for her children? And so in boldness, she comes right up to this Jesus, who she knows has some power here, because he keeps talking about kingdom, and so she says, "I want my sons to be at your side. I want them to rule with you." And Jesus, from that great space of mercy, but also from that space of challenging love, flips it and says, "Mama, do you really understand what you're asking for? Because my kingdom is not a kingdom where I come in with swords and weapons and horses and all this worldly power. My kingdom is a kingdom that will be built from Calvary." And so he then asks the question, can you drink from the chalice? There's a question, I think, that again in Lent, but throughout our Christian discipleship, that is the question. Spiritual writer Henry Nouwen, great spiritual writer, he wrote a beautiful book about this. And he himself said that drinking from the chalice really is everything that the Christian disciple is asked to do. It means, are you willing to take from the cup of joy and suffering and drink from it? Are you willing to take all that life is giving you, that God has permitted, that God has ordained, and are you willing then to drink from that cup, knowing that Christ is in that cup with you, that he who first drank from the cup of suffering for us is now asking us to share in that very same cup? I know that so many of us, we have challenges and sufferings. There are pains and anxieties and fears, and that's all in the cup. And the Lord is really just asking us, are you willing to drink from it, knowing that I have already taken from that cup? I have given my life, I've poured myself into that cup. And so when you drink from it, you are really drinking into the fullness of Christ's suffering, death, and resurrection. And then from drinking that cup, we then have to take it to the next step. Because once you drink, you have to go serve. That's the second piece of this. And the mother of the sons of Zebedee, James and John, she didn't understand this yet. None of them did, right? But really what Jesus is saying is, once you drink from that cup of suffering, once you drink from that cup of the cross, then it should change your life to be that servant leader, to then go out and lay down your life, to be humble, and to make sure that in that love, you're not lording it over others, but you're inviting others into that space of mercy. That's what a servant leader does. And that's what Jesus is calling us to do. Beautifully, as we know, James and John did drink from the cup. In their own ways, James himself gave his life. John did not die a martyr's death, but he certainly poured out his life at the foot of the cross, taking care of Our Lady, in the beautiful writing and community that he did. So there are many ways to drink from the chalice. Be willing and ask the Lord to give you the strength to do so. God bless you.